tell me what you have seen, and tell me what you have seen as change in the mothers and the children that you've worked with in the last 20 years. I have a really interesting observation about 10th graders. I teach 16 and 17-year-olds. That's the group of children in the synagogue that I work with. And I will tell you that the 10th graders that I've been working with now in the last couple of years are much easier to deal with, much less rebellious than Generation X was 22 years ago. Those kids were mean and they were tough. And now the kids are much more willing and much more able to get along. So that's what I see in 10th graders. What are you seeing with this group of mothers as opposed to the group of mothers and their children 20 years ago?
And that's confirmed by the millennial research. I mean, I just, after our conversation yesterday, I went and picked up the book and it said, the millennials are back and they're going to rebalance the world and they're going to be as great as the World War II generation. So we have hope for our future.
But the millennials are also, I'm sorry, go on.
The change that I see is, it's more appearance driven. So for example, 20 years ago I used to start every toddler class by saying, you know, we're going to have some biters. We're going to have conflict. We're going to have these issues that we have to deal with as a group. It's not, we're not going to blame the child, we're not going to chastise the parent. And in the last 3 to 5 years, the feedback I get is, I want you to support me, I want you to talk to me, but could we talk about it outside of the class? Because I don't want people to judge me for my child's behavior. I see this need for people to make sure their children fit in a narrower and narrower line. That's
more restricted today.
And so what happens is, but then you get a superficial, instead of helping children with the needs and being real and authentic, and there's a book for older children called The Price of Privilege that says this exact same thing. It's a double standard. We appear to have higher expectations and push more, but because we're not meeting children's needs, we end up with children who cannot manage themselves.